I just mopped, Rob. What are you doing? I'm just. You brought food.
I brought a muffin.
A muffin? Are you kidding me? We gotta start.
I know.
Daniel, he brought a muffin.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man?
He
Rob?
lives on Drury Lane.
That's right.
Good job.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of the Force Sports Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Josiah Ward, and with me today is Rob and Daniel. How you guys doing?
Great.
What's happening?
Awesome. All right, so before we get into the sports news of the week, let's first discuss our fantasy football league.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So we have all 20 teams loaded and ready to go. The season for the actual NFL starts, I believe, September the 8th, which is a Thursday night. They always kick off on a Thursday night. And then they have the rest of the games on Sunday. So there's one game Thursday. So as long as we have our draft before the 8th, then we'll be good to go. One thing we did change, we changed it to where you have an online draft. Right now we have it set for, I believe it's Sunday afternoon, September 4th, like at 4 p.m. Here's the great thing, though. This is all about fun. You don't have to know anything about teams. And if you don't want to draft, you don't have to. You don't have to be online because you can set it to auto draft for you, and it'll just pick the next best player for you. So if you have no idea who to draft. Some people like the challenge of trying to draft a good team in the eyes of football, even though this league, that the players are not really going to matter that much. That's what's so great about this particular league. It's meant to be something totally different, which is why we've got some of the most random points set up, and why we have the Order 66 in, which is where we'll pick 66 players, not from the 20 teams, but from the entire NFL who scored points in that week. So out of the 66, maybe only 3 of them are on any of the rosters. And get nixed, and that's just kind of the luck of the draw and part of the fun of it. And you know what will make this really fun is if we can get people to jump on the message boards, jump on the chat boards, and talk some smack, have some fun with it. I saw one guy already said that somebody is going to lose every game this year. Tim 5
that was
said, all I know is that Jakku Scavengers will lose every game this year.
Yeah.
And then I ended up posting after him. I feel bad for any team on Alderaan. So, have fun with it, and connect it to Star Wars. And each week we'll have recaps, and we can kind of have some fun with this and say, oh, this player got Order 66, and talk about them, or man, we must have been hit by something big or something like that, because it's all about fun. It's free, and at the end of the day, winners are getting a prize from us, and that's all there's to it. So everybody's really excited about it. Had a lot of great response so far, so I can't wait for it to really kick off and to start giving those recaps.
Yeah, and a couple people couldn't get in because we didn't have enough spots, which is on ESPN because they don't allow more than 20, I think.
Right.
But the next league we do, whether it's, I guess they do basketball, I'm guessing.
What are you talking about?
Fantasy leagues? Do they do basketball?
Yeah, they do fantasy
basketball,
everything.
Okay, so we'll probably have another one after football is over with, right? I would assume.
If you want to do basketball, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, they have fantasy hockey. They have fantasy.
Fair warning, though,
everything.
Half the people will drop out over probably the first 25% of the season. Because it takes a long time to do fantasy basketball, and you have to literally stick with it. Like, okay,
which is why we would have to customize it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's why we did this league the way we did.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a lot of upkeep, and it's just a lot of fun to check in and see, oh, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'll be fun. I can't wait. We'll get together and figure out a day that works, and maybe we can all be here, me, Rob, and Daniel, be in the same room and try to draft at the same time. That'll be fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 In a war room.
I think it's cool that, Josiah, you not being a sports fan at all, that you're actually excited about it. So that's cool.
I'm very excited. So, Yeah. All right. Also, I just want to plug my YouTube channel. Me and well, not really mine, but I'm part of a YouTube channel with Tim from Podcast 2187. I'll link the channel in the description, so you can just click on it from your podcast app or whatever. Right now, it's just kind of focused on Star Wars gaming. So right now, we're really focused on Battlefront because that's pretty much the only Star Wars game out.
That's next gen.
What?
That's next gen.
Yes. That's not like a mobile game because those are all lame, I think at least. But so they're like 10 minutes, not even that. So it's just a quick watch. Watch us play some gameplay and talk about some stuff. I'll leave a link in the description. So just click on it and subscribe if you want. Other than that, you guys ready to move into some sports news? We're talking about the Olympics, I believe.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the Olympics end tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of it. Did you guys watch much of the Olympics while it was on?
I didn't watch anything except for the night that Rogue One was on. The trailer was coming through. That's the only time.
Honestly, I'm not a big Olympics fan, but I kind of enjoy seeing America play. So I don't get that big into it, but it's still all right. But like, I wouldn't change my show to watch it.
So have you kept up with USA basketball though?
Yeah, off and on. I've heard they've come close to losing a couple times, actually.
Yeah, their last 3 games came within the last shot.
Wow.
Does that feel weird to you?
Yeah, that all the, well, you gotta think, though, like, a lot of our players are staying here. Like, good players. Like, you have guys You have guys like Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan that are really like having to step up and like lead the team, and like they are stars, but they're still really young guys, So I don't know.
Yeah, so the 3 teams that they've really struggled against, so they beat France 100-97. So they let France score 97 points on them.
Yeah, that's like an actual NBA game right there.
Yeah, but we should be crushing teams. You would think. Even though they're not like you said, a lot of players stayed back. And I think, to your point, if the best of the best American players went, I don't think there would ever be a game that would be close. But with what we got, we had some really close ones. We had a close one against Serbia. We beat them by 2. We beat France by 3. I mean, we've had all kinds of close games, and they even got this nasty little write-up from ESPN and a few other groups talking about the fact that they just don't know how to play defense. And I think it's interesting because I think that speaks a lot about what the NBA has become. Rob, I think you've kind of reached the same point yourself, right?
Yeah, and this is definitely like my point with like the Warriors this year, how everybody's saying they are the super team and the team that's going to go win it all. Here's my issue. Okay, if Kevin Durant can't play defense against players on foreign soil that can't even play in the NBA because they are not good enough, how do you think that they are going to go, like Kevin Durant's going to play that good a defense like with the Warriors? It's like I just don't see it happening. So
yeah, it's just been, I don't know, real disappointing watching the games. You expect a blowout, you expect massive dunks, and while there have been a few, it's just been really sloppy basketball. Every shot they take is a 3, and if they don't hit it,
coaching them.
Yeah, Coach K is still coaching, and Jim Boeheim's the assistant coach.
Oh wow.
Right. So, if we had guys like LeBron step up, Steph Curry step up, right now the best 2 players on the team are Carmelo Anthony, who he was draining threes one game, but when he's off, he's off. And then Kevin Durant. But other than that, no one really is stepping up and just owning the game, which is kind of sad. So, so that's USA basketball. But there was also something that was in the news this week. A swimmer by the name of Ryan Lochte. You guys know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, this is the only topic I'll probably even know anything about.
All right, so I'll let you start. What do you know about Ryan Lochte? Do you even know what he competes in?
He swims. That's about all I know.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Have you seen a picture of him?
He got like almost gray hair, like a weird color hair, maybe
So it's kind of green.
green.
It's green because he bleached his hair before the Olympic Games on purpose, right? But he didn't know that chlorine would interact with the bleach he put in his hair, and it turned it green.
A swimmer doesn't know that. You'd think that a swimmer would know that, but okay.
To be
You gotta
fair, he
get
is
this
probably
right.
one of the dumbest human beings on Earth. So
From what I've been hearing this week, yeah, I'd agree with that.
what have you heard?
Okay, so this is what I heard from like barely knowing anything, so I'm probably way off or missing some stuff. But the gist of it is he apparently was involved. What he said was a robbery where somebody pointed a gun at his face or to his head or something. Right? Is that right?
Yeah,
He
you're
said
good so far.
he said he got robbed, and then it came out that he never got robbed, or a group of swimmers, I think, not just him, maybe. But apparently he lied about the whole thing, and they actually like vandalized like a gas station or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so how close was I?
Okay, so you're pretty spot on. So initially, it came out that they were robbed at gunpoint by people dressed as Brazilian police. So
Right.
they didn't call the police because they thought that that they wouldn't do anything, because they thought they were robbed by police. So why would they go to the police? And so Lochte went to the media, said something, got on a plane, and came home. The problem with that is when they started investigating it, Lochte was the only one who left. The other guys were about to leave the next day, and Brazilian authorities literally pulled them off of the plane, took their passports, and held them because they were like, "This doesn't match up. This isn't real. This isn't true. You're lying, and you're giving, our country, you're giving the Olympics a bad name. We're going to figure out what happened." So they grilled these guys, and they eventually flipped on Lochte and said, "Yeah, this isn't all true." And so Lochte's already on American soil. He's safe. He's good, and these other guys are stuck behind taking the brunt of the beating when Lochte was the ringleader. And so what it came out was that they vandalized the gas station. They peed on it. They, they broke the doors, and he was Lochte was waving his medal in people's faces and being belligerent and just an absolute dirtbag. And it wasn't until
was he drunk
Go
at
ahead.
all?
I mean, this is terrible to say, but I hope so. I hope he has some reason as to why
Right.
he was acting like such a fool.
Because if that's how he is sober, then wow. I mean, come on, dude. Like Justin Bieber.
Right.
Justin
I
Bieber
wouldn't
like
know.
peeing somebody's mop bucket or something.
I
Okay,
don't
we're
know.
not gonna get into it. I don't want to talk about
Did that happen? Are
He-
you?
He peed in a custodian's mop bucket or something. But anyways, I didn't mean to side trail into Justin Bieber, so take it back, please.
I'd be real interested to see if you can link Justin Bieber to a Star Wars topic one day. So finally, yesterday, he came out and apologized. But his apology was a very backhanded apology. Kind of made it out to be like, my words were misconstrued. This is what really happened. But my words got taken out of context.
I saw him I check YouTube's like trending page every day, and I literally saw him giving his to a reporter saying, yeah, this guy put a gun to my head, like telling this big old story, and everybody's like, oh man, that sucks. He deserves something for that because that was a terrible accident, or not accident, but terrible thing that happened to him. And then it turned out like he went on like national TV and said that. Like if that happened to me, I'm not gonna the last thing I'm gonna do is go on national TV and tell the story and make it bigger than what it was.
I feel like it's like a big dare or something like hey, bet you won't go in here and do all this and stuff. And like
I don't know what happened,
I
but
don't
it's
even
just
know.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like, is that the end of the story? Do they have to pay a fine of some sort?
Yeah. So, I believe the final ruling from a judge was that they had to pay like $11,000 and provide apologies and take care of all of the damages that they caused. And Lochtey's apology is just bad. I'm going to read you 2 quick lines, okay? I just want to get both your all's opinion on this, okay?
Okay.
Keep in mind this is an apology for all of this stuff. So his first paragraph of his apology is just apologizing for his behavior, and then he follows it up with this. It's traumatic to be out late with your friends in a foreign country with a language barrier and still be afraid for your life when a stranger points a gun at you and demands money.
Wow.
And so he says he still, in his apology, kind of sticks to part of his story.
That's
and
insane.
Then he also said in there, later on, he goes, regardless of the behavior of anyone else that night, I should have been more responsible. And that's his own way of saying, yeah, these other guys did worse than I did, but...
Wow. Look.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. He should get his medal taken away, because he's a jerk, dude. Like, if you think about it, if that happened reverse, where the Olympics were in the United States, and some other country person came in and did that same thing,
like some dude from like Spain or something,
we would be calling for their head. I mean, not like to kill them, obviously, but it'd be a bigger thing. We'd want his medal. We'd want a bigger fine. I don't know. I don't know if $11,000 is enough, in my opinion, but that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, these athletes are. I feel like a lot of them are like multi-million-dollar athletes.
Well, swimmers, do they make that much money?
That's why I'm thinking. I feel like, but I don't know.
I don't think they make that much money.
I mean, I think maybe guys like Phelps does, but that's endorsements. Yeah, I don't know about these guys.
Yeah, these guys are not making millions. I don't think. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you have to rob a gas station, I guess not.
They didn't rob it. They just vandalized it.
You vandalized it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you think, Rob, do you think that's a just punishment, the fine, and that's it? Do you think he should lose a medal? Do you think he should be banned from the Olympics going forward?
Yeah.
I think that if other players, I think he should ask other swimmers and stuff that are around him, what that don't always hover around him or in his circle of friends or whatever. Ask them what they think about him, see what their opinion is on him and outlook, and kind of get the general consensus. And once they kind of give it out, if it turns out this guy's just a terrible jerk and he's always bringing everybody else down, then I think that you shouldn't be invited back. If you decide to do something like that.
That's insane, Rob. I'm calling for his freaking medal. And he needs a bigger fine. That's disgusting. He needs to be banned from Olympics, I think, in the future. He's done. I say finish him. That's my opinion. Maybe that's a little extreme. I don't know. Daniel, you tell me.
Everybody makes stupid mistakes.
But you can't go to his colleagues and say, hey, is this guy a jerk?
But
in that case, since his friends say he's not a jerk, let's not fine him anything more. That's ridiculous. You're eating a muffin.
So here's what I say. This guy is 32 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. So he is my age. He's a grown man in a foreign country representing our country.
He's not a college kid.
So I get people make mistakes. Look at Johnny Manziel. He is making tons of mistakes. But he's not doing it in other countries with Team USA on his chest.
Right.
So to me, it becomes a little bit more personal. And the fact that he says he still wants to represent the United States in the 2020 Olympics.
That's ridiculous.
So he has intentions of continuing his Olympic career. And he's one of the oldest guys on the swim team. So you're supposed to be a team leader. So I'm kind of on the side of Josiah. He would have to do a lot of makeup stuff for me to say, okay, you can represent us again. I just feel like he's done a lot of damage just to the United States athletic reputation.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know how old he was either. I was just assuming this guy was
yeah,
just got out of college or whatever, No,
he's 32, and the fact that he he did that, and then he left everybody else behind to get back to the United States.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, he should be banned from any Olympics in the future. He should be take his medal away. Fine him more than 11,000 if he's got to have it, right? But I don't care if he doesn't have it. Fine him more.
Oh, I guarantee you he does.
Well, I would say definitely take the medal away because the medal is like what most Olympic athletes pride themselves on. So.
Otherwise, as the United States were saying, oh, it's all right. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Come on. That's what I think.
You got to take something important to teach a lesson.
Yeah, you can't be, especially in this situation, because this is way over the top. This isn't like he lied about a little incident and then.
I'm surprised he's not like in prison or something. Not like big prison, but like jail or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And just so you know, to close this up, he's actually worth $3 million.
Yeah, fine him a way more than 11,000. Ban him from Olympics. It's a disgrace to our country to have him in the Olympics in the future, I think. And especially since he's 32 freaking years old. Come on. Act like a man.
$1.5 million. Find that.
That's ridiculous. That makes me so mad. Let's move on to the next topic. Because I'm tired of
I'm just going to say that this and put this on record that's the most passionate Josiah has ever been about anything sports related.
Yeah, that's true.
A swimmer. So he gets into swimming.
Yeah. What a jerk. Pile of trash.
All right. So we'll cover one more thing in the Olympics. So we've talked USA basketball. We've talked about Ryan Lochte. But let's end on kind of a good note. Aside from the fact that the USA's doubled the medal count of the next highest country, let's talk about Usain Bolt.
Oh boy!
Do you guys know who Usain Bolt is? I know you don't watch the Olympics.
Sensation, man.
He's very fast.
He is very fast. I'm assuming you didn't see him run any of his races.
I saw one thing on YouTube that was trending about him and like his friend racing or something, where he kind of smiled or something.
Yeah,
he was able to look back at it.
He'll beat people so bad that he'll look over at the camera and just like.
It was the race I saw was pretty close, but he looked back and kind of smiled at his friend or whatever.
Yeah, he will. He'll do all kinds of stuff at the end, and people just like love him.
He's the best.
Yeah. He's just
and it's not like he's a jerk when he's doing that. He's actually just having fun. You got to think that where this guy came from Jamaica, and he's a big deal. And the funny thing is, it's his buddy from Canada that he was doing that with. He wasn't showing him up or anything like that. And as a matter of fact, the other athletes look at him and they respect the amount of athleticism and skill that this guy has.
Yeah,
and also I think the fact that he's a pretty nice dude, like. They like him just because, like, he'll hang excuse me, hang out with them during, before the races, after the races, just kind of be cool with them and stuff. And I think they just like him,
Yeah, I think it's cool. And so this was his last Olympics. He's hanging up his cleats. And if you get a chance, watch some of his last races. So he runs the 100, the 200, and then the 4x100 relay, meaning... So I'll give you an idea what that distance is, okay? So 100 is the straightaway of the track. So it's, the length of a football field, okay? Yeah. He runs that in 9.7 seconds. Dang. In less than 10 seconds, he gets to the end of a football field.
Gosh. That's faster than most
insane.
Punt returners. Pretty much every punt.
That's faster than all punt returners.
Definitely.
He's the fastest man in the world.
Yeah. That's insane.
Wait, hold up. You just said definitely. How many punt returners have you watched?
Well, if he's the fastest man in the world, then yes, he's definitely faster than... trying to call me out on the podcast. You sit down and eat your muffin.
It's gone. It's in my stomach.
Okay.
So, you get a chance. So he runs the 100, and he just whoops him, right? Then he runs the 200, which is the... curve of the track and then the straightaway. If you look at a picture, like an aerial picture, he makes it look like he beats them by almost half. I mean, it's insane that he takes such a small distance and makes it look like he is so fast that everyone else is halfway behind him. And then the last race he did last night was the relay, where you get 4 guys who run the total length of one time around the track. Everybody runs 100 meters and hands off the baton. Going into the anchor leg, which is the 4th guy to run, it was almost a dead heat between Jamaica, the United States, Canada, and Japan. Okay? The moment Usain Bolt took the baton, he immediately took a huge lead, and it was over as soon as it started. It was unbelievable to see just the speed of that human being. So to give you perspective, so time in sports is crucial, right? So like Japan got the silver medal at 37.60 seconds. Canada came in at 37.64. So that's how close they were. They were 600ths of a second from each other. Okay? Right. Jamaica finished in 37.27.
Oh, wow.
So that's a whole half a second faster than anybody else in the world.
That's insane.
And that's a big deal. So it was cool to get to see him end his career the way he did, and he is a class act, and so it was just cool to see him pull that off.
Yeah.
And so now I want to get your quick thought on this. At one point when Bolt was younger, he considered coming to the United States and playing football. What would you have thought about that?
Oh man, I would put him as my my punt returner, my running back, my wide receiver.
And he's a big guy. He's 6'5", 207 pounds, and he can, for that size of a guy. I mean, that guy, that's huge.
I'm surprised he's really 6'5". Wow, that's crazy. I thought he was around 6'2" or so.
Should play basketball.
They say he can run the 100 meters in 41 steps, and it takes everybody else 44 to 45 steps.
But you're right. If he did come over here and play basketball, oh man.
Yeah,
he'd be
so
just fast.
So that's topic one. Topic two, it's gonna be real short. Rob, you watching any preseason football?
Yes.
Yes. What you say that as if you're ashamed.
What'd you say?
You said that like yes, like I'm ashamed, but yes, I watch preseason football.
I am. I do get slightly ashamed of the whole preseason thing. My thing.
Why?
Okay, so guys always get injured in football, right? But you can time when the injuries happen. So what I mean by that is you don't have to play that many preseason games. Just like in, basketball, you don't have to play that many, you don't have to play that many summer league games or that many, like extras, basically extra stuff. And I would want to prevent injuries as much as possible. So there's no way I'm throwing Aaron Rodgers out there on the field. There's no way I'm throwing Jordy Nelson back out there on the field after he got an ACL injury. As a Packer fan, there's no way if I'm a Rams fan, I'm throwing Todd Gurley out there on the field. Because, you risk so much. And these guys out there, they're doing everything they can to literally save their job. Because they want to play on this football team as bad as anything. And they are so they're gonna try to take you out as hard as possible, just do their best, and so they're really their worst. So I just, that's the thing that kind of I don't really like about preseason, but it's fun to see some of the newer guys and everything and see what they got.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a lot like summer league. You want to get your rookies in and see what they can do, and figure out who's basically going to make the team. But you made a really good point. I've never really thought about it this way. You've got all these guys out there who are trying to make the team, so they're going to give every last ounce that they've got. And they're going against certain guys who are on the team and are going to start.
Yeah. Which
means there's bound to be – that's what's causing some injury. And that's a really good point. You have a rookie who says, I'm going to prove myself that I belong in the NFL, so I'm going to knock out Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, next thing you know, I watched this. Our backup quarterback for Green Bay came in, Brett Hundley, and he's from Wisconsin, okay? And this kid's been in the NFL, I don't know how long. He's not been in there very long, I don't think. So he comes in. Second string, he used to be between him and Tolson, and they started Tolson more, but now they're doing him more because they traded Tolson off. And all of a sudden I get this ESPN update on my phone. I'm like, Brett Hundley, I think, I'm not sure if it said breaks ankle or sprains ankle or something like that, and it was something with his leg, and like I'm like, see, this is why you can't put in your starters. You it's so risky to put in your like starting players because it's like you do not want to get them injured. It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's like putting in you almost want to put in a stunt double.
Yeah.
After you say hike.
Yeah.
So,
like,
and he's from UCLA.
He is? I thought he was from Wisconsin.
He played college at UCLA.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'm thinking of where he's actually from. Maybe he's actually from Wisconsin. I don't know why I was thinking he was Wisconsin.
No, he may be from there. I don't know.
Okay.
So we got a couple weeks of preseason left, so we'll see how many of these starters remain uninjured going into the start of the regular season in September. So every night of games played, there's a threat for something like that to happen. So I'm not a big preseason guy. Teams can go 0-4 in the preseason and then win the Super Bowl, or teams can go 4-0 in the preseason and lay an egg all season long. I
think the smart teams go 0-4 because you're starting your third stringers. So
yeah, no, I'm with you. So preseason football is going, but something else is on the horizon that I might be more excited about, and that's college football.
Oh yeah.
Rob, you a college football guy? I know you're a Packer fan, but are you a college football guy?
Are you a college football guy? If you had your headphones on, you might be able to hear him.
Yeah. I said yeah.
You shook your head. He cannot see you.
No, I said yeah just now.
So the preseason polls have been out for a little while. College football's coming up, and Josiah actually has a little bit of interest in this, I think. Who's your team, Josiah?
My team is Marshall, because I'm from there.
The Thundering
Herd.
Herd.
To college there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. You have a neat little tie there.
I'm going to a college football game this year. Are you proud of me?
Where are you going?
I'm going to the Marshall versus Louisville game in West Virginia.
We're going to kill you.
We beat y'all last time, so in your home field, so I don't know about that. We'll see.
He is right.
I was there, 50-yard line.
I was there
right.
too. So that was a painful loss. Yeah. However, our team this year is pretty strong.
We're in competition with like Clemson and Florida State, so good luck with that.
We'll see. Never count us out.
The preseason rankings obviously have Alabama at the top.
Always.
They've got Florida State up there. They got Ohio State up there. They got Clemson up there. Who's a team that you think could be a surprise? Someone who could contend for that college football playoff? Louisville right now is considered a dark horse for it. But who else do you think might have the potential to come on strong and surprise some people?
TCU.
That's a good one. That's interesting. Okay. Why do you say TCU?
Because over the past couple of years, they've really improved at literally every position and have become so good that they've been able to compete with teams like Ohio State. And so I really think they have a shot.
Yeah. I think they have, a good coach. He's been somebody who stayed there. He's not one that could be, kind of coaxed away for money. So he's staying at a school like TCU, even though they've had big names calling for him.
Yeah.
And if you look at TCU's schedule, they have a couple of tough games. They're in the Big 12, so they'll play Texas, they'll play Oklahoma State, they'll play Baylor, they'll play West Virginia, they'll play Oklahoma. So if they get through that, there's no reason why they couldn't win it all, because that is a rough football conference right there.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. With the exception of Alabama and LSU, I'm not really sure what SEC teams are huge threats, because this year it's I feel like the SEC's down. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I think the SEC has actually been going down for several years. We watched it with Florida kind of falling off the map since Tebow and all that. Since Tebow time left, it started going downhill a little bit, in my opinion. And Then Alabama, they've just been Alabama. I feel is established, and they've always been established. I don't know if I should say always going to be, though, because I feel like there could come a day where Alabama, all of a sudden they lose Nick Saban to whatever reason, if he just retires or if he decides to go, take his coaching expertise other places or whatever, but I'm sure he'll probably retire at Alabama. But, I just feel like they could fall off the map, too, nobody is, immune, can avoid falling off the map if it's destined to happen for your team, you can't avoid the possibility of that. That could happen, so.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and you got it's going to be interesting because you're going to see teams like Ohio State, Michigan. You're going to see Clemson. You're going to see, a lot of teams that are going to be really dangerous that maybe haven't been over the past 10 to 15 years because of coaching changes and all that. So I think college football is going to be really exciting this year.
Yeah. A team I always like to watch, which Josiah should hate, I think, but I don't know if he does, is West Virginia.
West Virginia, I hate them.
Yeah.
They're awful.
I agree.
Their fans are awful.
Now, do you mean that, or are you just saying
I do mean that. I mean,
no, they really are pretty.
No, I'm just saying if he means that. I know how they are whenever Louisville plays them. I've watched them and everything.
They hold up terrible signs at Marshall games that are just awful.
They throw things at the players. They
if you go to a game at West Virginia, I had friends who went and they got their license plates stolen. And they did that so that way on the way home they'd get pulled over and get a ticket.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure there's always fans that are good. Obviously, the majority of them are good people probably, but there's a bunch of them that are just awful people.
You're gonna have that at like every college.
Yeah, but these are more than normal.
Because they're your in-state rivals.
No, they're just awful people.
They're bad. They are pretty bad. I'd almost rank them up. I mean, I'd rank them up there with UK fans.
They are pretty rough.
In football, I'd put them above UK fans. So,
well, in football, you can put just about anybody above UK fans because no one comes to the games.
Yeah. So there's no one to defend Kentucky on the air, so I won't bash them. Their team bashes themselves. So those are my three topics today, guys. So the Olympics, the NFL, college football. Next time we get together for sports, all of these things are going to be kicking off, and the Olympics will be gone. But I think it's game time, Josiah.
Game time. I'm ready for game time.
So what is the game for today?
The game for today.
Did you not know what it is?
No, I do.
You just coming up with it on
No,
the
I
spot?
told Daniel about the game, but I forgot exactly what it was because I told him early in the week. I was like, all right, I need you to work on the game because it'll be between me and Rob. So he's got to do all the answers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. I know what it is. He's gonna give us 3 stories, right? Am I right?
2 truths and a lie, basically.
Okay,
but
about
sports related.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all sports related. Okay.
So it's nothing Rob would know off the bat.
No, these are, if people in general know these off the bat, they need to get out of their mom's basement and experience the world.
Yeah.
Because these are some extremely unique pieces of information.
Yeah, and the stakes are high because whoever wins this game today gets a point towards the Rogue One competition that we're adding up all our points for all these weeks, and we're going to decide a winner and a loser. We're going to figure out what the punishment will be. We're gonna work on what that is, but if you have any ideas, please email us in.
Yeah, email it.
There you go.
Really
let's let the listeners give us some ideas.
Yeah, give us some ideas. forcesportspod@gmail.com or tweet at us at forcesportspod and tell us what the punishment, what the loser should do, for Rogue One. We're gonna go all see Rogue One together, midnight release. So maybe incorporate something with that. I don't know.
I mean, if people tell me I have to dress up in a UK costume or a Bears costume, I'll be very frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But
way to give them some ideas.
Yeah, great job.
But see, that's the point. Like, you got to intrigue them.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so let's start the game. Yeah. Let's start the game. Daniel, you have 3 stories for us?
So I've got a total of 5, so I'm going to give you 3 stats, and you've got to tell me which one's not true. Okay, which one's a lie.
So you can hear him?
Okay. So, here we go. Question 1. Here's the 3 stats. You got to tell me which one is false. Number 1. If 3-time Cy Young winner Clayton Kershaw was to try and break Cy Young's record of 511 wins, he would need to stay at his current pace for the next 41 years, or in other words, pitch until he's 68 years old.
Okay.
That's fact 1. Fact 2. When timed, there are actually 30 minutes of real live action in any given baseball game.
Okay.
Fact number 3. Babe Ruth, professional baseball player, was once quoted as saying that he knew he didn't swing hard enough if a little poop didn't come out.
All right. Okay, Rob, do you have any guesses?
You go first.
So I'm guessing which one is false.
You are guessing which one is false.
Okay.
2 of those are true.
I don't know anything about Babe Ruth except for he plays baseball, so I'm guessing he probably says things like that, or he wouldn't have included that. The baseball thing, 30 minutes seems a lot.
I don't know, though, because they play 9 innings.
Right,
but
actual...
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, okay, so...
Like when somebody hits.
When you throw the pitch, okay, you gotta count from there. So he's throwing the pitch, actual action. So...
Like 1 second.
Like, that's like 1 or 2 seconds.
Right.
Okay, he hits it. That's about 5 seconds for the play to develop, and then it ends. So I'd say about 5 seconds every play. You got, I don't know how many plays per inning.
Don't make us do math, Rob. Come on now. You know this podcast.
It's happened way too many times and it's gone bad every time.
I'm going to go with the second story is false.
Okay.
Rob? The second story?
The baseball one. I'm going to say that's false. I think it's a little lower. Or a lot lower. But I don't have to tell you, so.
I think I'm going to go with that one, too.
Well, I hope you have a tiebreaker, unless we're...
I do. I have tiebreakers.
Okay. Oh, boy.
So you all are both correct.
Yes.
The actual answer is there are 18 minutes of actual action in a baseball game or less.
I'd put it somewhere around there. Yeah.
The NFL has even fewer at 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So give us another one. Okay.
So I've got a total of 5. Here's question 2. Golf balls were originally made from dried cow eyeballs.
All right.
Number 2. In Thailand, kite flying is a professional sport. In number 3, the state sport of California is figure skating.
Did you say the state sport?
That's correct.
That makes no sense.
There are state sports.
Okay.
That makes no sense, though, because in California, you know, it's like warm and everything.
But that's why he would include it to trick us. You got to think and you got to get.
But the dried cow eyeballs, there's no way.
That's true.
There's no way.
That's got to be true.
That's got to be true? I was going to say that's got to be false.
Go ahead and pick your answer, because I want to pick one, too. I went first last time. So the first one is the cow ball.
Dry. You realize how...
Hold on. Okay. The second one is... Remind me, Daniel.
In Thailand, kite flying is a professional sport.
I think that could be real.
Okay, I'm going to go with... I want to say that too, but I don't want to... Okay, I'm going to go with the cow... No.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay, then I'm going to go with the second one. If you're going with cow eyes.
You're going with kite flying?
Professional kite flyer.
So you've got the golf balls, the kite flying, the figure skating.
I'm going to go with the kite flying as false.
I'm going with cow eyeballs as false.
You are both wrong.
Wow.
Oh, those are both true.
Are you serious?
I was surprised because I thought
professional sport in Thailand, and golf balls were originally made of dried cow eyeballs. Believe it or not, the state sport of California is not figure skating. However, it is the state sport of another state.
Oh.
Alaska.
No, I think it's Alabama, which is really weird.
Wow.
I don't remember what it was. I changed it for the sake of this.
Dude, that
quiz.
was
Okay.
all.
All right, question 3. You guys ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay, number 1, Wayne Gretzky. Do you know who that is, Josiah?
He's a hockey player?
He's a very famous hockey player. He's like
It's
a
like
hockey legend.
The best. That's what I've heard.
One of, if not, yes, the best.
He's the best.
Actually suffered from an extreme fear of cold and ice.
Okay.
Fact number 2, the NCAA used to require college football players to study during halftime.
Okay.
Fact number 3, the Olympic rings are colored the way they are because it covers every flag in the world, meaning every flag in the world contains at least one of those colors.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. But is he trying to trick us with that? That's the thing.
You say that every time after everything. We know. I'm trying to factor that in.
I'm gonna go with the first one is false.
Okay,
Wayne Gretzky?
Okay, it was Wayne Gretzky, and then what was the second one?
The NCAA used to
College
require
during
college
halftime.
football players to study during halftime.
Man, I don't know. It's either 1 or 3.
But 2. What about 2?
No,
You're discounting that?
I don't think it's 2. What are you going with, Rob?
Okay, so the third one was the.
Third one was
What's the third one, Daniel?
the Olympic medals.
The Olympic. Okay, I think that's
The Olympic rings.
I feel like that's real. That makes sense to me. But watch it be wrong. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'll say the study during halftime
Say
is false.
Okay, you'll say 2, right? That's
Yeah.
2. I'll say 1 is false.
Josiah, you're correct.
Dang
Yes.
it.
That one is false. However, there was a hockey legend who suffered from cryophobia, the extreme fear of cold and ice, Bobby Hull.
Really?
Or Bobby Orr, one of those two guys. They were both hockey players, but it was one of those two who actually was afraid of cold and ice and is a hockey legend.
Wow.
Rob, they had to study during halftime until 1925. That's when they got rid of it.
Oh my goodness.
I got in Daniel's head because this is why. Because there's something about the first one that he could have changed. There's nothing about the second one he could have changed to make it false. You know?
That's not true. I could have changed the sport.
That's true, you could have. But I didn't think about that. But it worked,
Yeah.
it worked out for me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. The next one, question 4. You guys ready? Question 4. Fact 1. An incomplete pass in football used to cost teams a 15-yard penalty.
What?
If the pass was incomplete and never touched, in other words, it didn't hit the hands of the person catching the ball, the defense then took possession of the ball immediately from the spot of the previous play.
Wow.
But you know why that makes sense? Never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, next.
Fact number 2. There's a pitcher by the name of Ray Caldwell who pitched a complete game. Josiah, do you know what that is?
No.
He pitched the entire game, pitched all 9 innings, finished
Oh.
the game out until it was over.
Okay.
After being struck by lightning the same day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Number 3. The tug of war was an Olympic event all the way up until 1950.
That's actually an event in Ireland, I think. It's a big event over there, so I can see it.
What is the tug of war?
Yeah.
It's also big in elementary schools.
That's true. Okay, so number 1 was the
football rules. So an
Football.
incomplete pass was a 15-yard penalty.
right.
If they
Second
didn't
one.
even touch the ball, the defense got the ball.
Okay. Second one was the pitcher guy struck by lightning, complete game. 3
Yep.
is the tug of war.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna go with tug of war because I think you changed the date on that. Okay, Rob.
Okay, struck by lightning is like a 1 in a million chance.
And then completing, isn't that what they call it? Completing a game?
A complete game.
A complete game?
Pitching a complete game.
And then the first one was the incomplete pass. The incomplete pass thing, that's what's throwing me off, is because teams used to run a ton, and it makes sense if this was actually a rule.
That's true.
Because teams would run the football a ton. So I think that's possibly true.
Did you give a date with that?
I did not.
Okay, so I think that's true too.
I think that's true.
So
the Olympic rings makes
Olympic rings. That was the last one.
They're not Olympic rings.
The tug of war.
Shoot, the tug of war.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one makes
a little
sense. I feel like that one makes sense.
I'm gonna go with false, but you gotta pick.
Is he gonna trick us? Is he trying to?
2 or 3. You gotta pick.
Oh man.
And you can't pick. Well, it wouldn't be in your best interest to pick the same as me, because.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
But I don't want to agree with you. Okay, I'll pick the second one.
The answer, Josiah's in my head, man. It was the tug of war.
Yes.
Olympic event up until 1925.
Okay. Oh man.
1925. Mm-hmm. Ray Caldwell did pitch a complete game after being struck by lightning, which is insane. And Rob, you made a great point about the football. That is one of the reasons why they ran so much.
Yeah.
That, and the ball was not really very well made, so it was hard to pass.
Yeah. It was almost like a rugby type deal.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Here's the last question. Question 5.
One more.
Let's do it anyway, because I looked these up.
Okay.
Fact 1. 25% of retired NBA players will go broke within 5 years of their retirement.
Okay. That makes so much sense.
Fact number 2. DC Comics put out a Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic book.
That makes sense too.
Okay.
Fact number 3. To protect the venues during the Commonwealth Games, which is, it's not the Olympics, but it's a big set of games that took place in India, authorities deployed armed guards and trained monkeys to guard the facilities.
Wow. Okay, Rob, go ahead and pick. I'm going to go second for a reason. Go ahead.
Let's see. Armed guards and monkeys.
That's the third one. The second one was the comic. The first one was the NBA players.
The NBA players one makes sense, and I understand why, because like they don't know how to spend money.
Right. Which one's it gonna be? Gotta pick.
DC Comics.
Okay. Locked in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The DC Comics one is true. I know that for a fact. I've heard that before.
It sounded familiar.
I've heard that before somewhere. At least, I think it is. Number 1, I feel like he might have changed the percentage. Number 3 is too weird that he wouldn't have made that up.
Oh my gosh.
But maybe he changed from train like dogs or something to train monkeys to throw us off. So I'm going to go with number 1 is false.
You got it right.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I cannot win.
Rob, here's the answer. 60% of retired NBA players go broke after 5 years.
Yeah, because 25% is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's low. Yeah.
It made sense to me, though, that 25%, because I feel like the other percentages would have plenty of money to not go broke after they retire.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen went through so much so fast, it was crazy.
Wow.
I believe it.
But
wow, like a jetpack?
A jet?
I don't know. So who wants a quick weird sport of the week?
Okay, go ahead.
Not that what we just talked about didn't have any in there.
Right.
Like kite flying and stuff like that. But there's a sport out there that's it's hard to even say with a straight face.
Okay.
But it is chess boxing.
Chess boxing?
Chess boxing.
Chess boxing. The WCBO is the World Chess Boxing Organization.
Josiah loves it every week whenever you say that weird sport of the week.
Oh, it's the best.
So I've got to know, just by me saying that, what do you think this sport is like?
Oh my goodness. Chess boxing. You could either I'm thinking it's either an actual boxing game that's played similar to chess, or it's an actual chess game that's a little different, that you just like hit your opponent whenever they knock out one of your pawns or whatever. You get to hit them or slap them, maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's like you know, you ever heard of Chess Pie?
No. Yes.
Okay. I think it could be like an eating competition, but with like boxing gloves. I don't know. There's boxing involved.
Daniel, help us out.
So the WCBO is actually based in Berlin, Germany. This is how it works. There are 11 rounds, and they alternate between 3 minutes of boxing and 3 minutes of playing chess. You can win by either knocking your opponent out during the boxing rounds or a checkmate when playing in the chess rounds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dang.
To even participate, you have to have a minimum skill level in both sports. So you can't have someone like Mike Tyson who's dumb as rocks, but is strong as an ox, and just try to survive through 3 minutes of chess to get to the boxing, and he can whoop up some skinny dude with glasses.
Right.
Now you have to both have a skill level of, you know, advanced in both of these areas.
That seems like two skill levels that are weird to go with each other. Like, yeah, I'm really good at boxing, and I'm also really good at chess.
I wonder who made this sport up.
I don't know.
Do what?
I wonder who made this sport up. Like,
it started in 2003.
Oh, okay. So it's a really recent.
In Amsterdam. So it's been around for a little while.
It's very interesting.
It's cool.
Yeah. The rules and everything about that is it's just hilarious. The guy got the idea from a book. Where there was chess boxing in a fiction book, and in between each round there's a minute break, and in that minute break they'll remove the chessboard, the table, and the chairs, because you sit down and play chess, and then you get up and then you fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you get up and fight right there where you're standing? Or do you put gloves on?
It's a regular sized boxing ring that you're just happening to be playing chess in.
Do you put gloves on, or do you like just hit them?
Yes. Nope. You during that minute when they're removing the chessboard, they are getting you ready to fight, essentially.
Imagine if Rocky did chess boxing.
So I'm gonna send you guys a quick link and let you see chess boxing in action.
Boy.
It's a short clip, but I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Okay.
So, Rob, Josiah,
I'm ready.
The link is coming your way now.
Okay.
And this was a match that took place in 2009. They have, just so you know, they have judges. They have, a governing board that tests for drugs. They do all of that stuff.
Dang.
They have a full chess boxing rule book that I downloaded, and it's extremely detailed. And it's an international sport. The president is from Germany. The vice president's from India. There's somebody from Italy involved, and so it's pretty big overseas. There's one in Mexico. I'm seeing if there's one in the United States, and there is USA Chess Boxing, which, oh my goodness, you got to go to their website, usachessboxing.com. It is a very very intriguing website with some clips from the Chess Boxing World Championships in 2013.
We're pulling up the video now to watch it.
Okay.
Tell me if you can hear this on your end, because it's coming out on my computer.
Okay.
Hopefully not.
Matt Crazy Arms Reed isn't doing so well, though. At 6'6" and 80 kilos, he doesn't exactly have a boxer's build. But Matt actually doesn't need to land a punch to win this bout.
They have like their mouth guards in. That's awesome.
It's still so new.
Yep.
Okay, most of the spectators here have never even seen it before.
What I like about it is the switch between there's kind of mental facility
pistol and then have to switch back. 6 rounds of chess, 5 rounds of boxing, but you can win at either. It's checkmate or knockout. Whoever gets there first.
That's awesome.
Now, we've talked about this with each weird sport. Would you participate in chess boxing? Why and
Yes.
why not?
I'd say probably not, because I don't know anything about chess and I cannot box. So I would just lose, and it'd be hurtful to lose, especially if boxing's involved.
Yes.
So yeah,
Just because, like, I mean, I could quit at any time I wanted to, so, I mean, I'd give it a shot just
Nah.
to see what it's like.
I'd go watch it any day of the week.
Would you watch me play chess boxing?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'd go to a regular match any day of the week.
Now, who would you cheer for
What do you mean? Who would I cheer for?
if you watched me chess boxing?
You, yeah,
Oh, okay.
definitely.
All right.
Definitely not the other guy. Definitely not.
So, Rob, if you were to give it a shot, which I'm not saying I'm not going to look into this, but which area do you feel like you'd have the better chance at?
I don't know. I just want to see, like, how long I'll survive.
Do you know anything about chess?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you do.
I used to play chess when I was in elementary school.
Okay.
On like a little team. We had fun. And
Okay.
the 4th grade chess team.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is Brad did the same thing. Brad was on the chess team in elementary school. Maybe we should have Brad and
Ooh.
Rob chess box.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I
Star
don't know
Wars
about that.
fan versus
Look.
sports fan.
I don't know a lot about Brad, but I know that he was a wrestler at one point in high school. So I would say that's
But
probably
this
not a
isn't
good
about
idea.
wrestling. This isn't about grappling and
Look,
all
let's
that
be
stuff.
honest, Rob.
I know.
Let's
I
be
know.
honest.
No, I know. But here's the thing. If I can last long enough in both of the two, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
I think I can win.
Are you calling out Brad right now?
No, I honestly believe
Brad's listening, and you
That-
just called him out.
Brad would pull off some crazy move during boxing. But here's what I do. I would try to just get that distraction long enough.
Uh-huh.
Like, say something that makes him laugh or do something long enough that I could survive till the chess thing, and then I could maybe win at chess.
In 3 minutes, you can win in chess.
No,
No.
I probably had to have 6
At
or...
least 6. That's 2 rounds there.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3. Could you last 3 rounds in boxing with Red?
I don't know.
maybe just a chess.
and you're right, Josiah. He did wrestle in high school. He went to state in wrestling in high school, so he could do good in MMA. Boxing is a little different, but I will say that he was a good wrestler. So that's all I've got sports wise this week. Do we have any questions?
We do not have any questions this week.
Oh, that makes me sad.
No, that makes me sad. So if you're listening to us cry right now, just send us an email and send us a question, please.
It
That's
doesn't have to be, in an intelligent question either. It could be absolutely anything.
Just
It could be about our weird sports. It could be about us in general.
It can
If
be
you wanna know
about a
anything
weird
about the hosts.
sport that you want us to talk about.
it could be
Ooh,
literally
that's a good point.
anything we will read on air. If you just write in and say hi, we're gonna read it.
Yeah.
I mean, we might not spend 20 minutes talking about it, but we'll read it.
Hey.
If you want to know what we had for dinner last night, we will tell you.
That is a good question. Daniel, what did you have for dinner last night?
Pizza. I had
Pizza.
pizza last night.
Nice. Rob?
I didn't exactly eat dinner, I don't think.
Okay.
You eat all the time.
Well, see, like, I eat throughout the day. I don't know which meal you count as dinner.
Wow.
Josiah, what'd you have for dinner?
I had chicken and rice or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Katie, it was
that's
really good.
I knew that was the next thing coming out of his mouth. I don't know. Katie made it.
Yeah.
That's every time I ask you about what'd you eat, I don't know. Katie made it.
It was good. I don't know. All right. Well, I guess that'll be it for us this week. Unless you guys got anything else.
Mm-mm.
Nope, I got nothing. I'm
for the
looking forward to Star Wars week.
For the record, Josiah's been playing with things with his feet this whole entire time. Like
That's
he's
true.
been knocking out cords in his room and everything, just getting distracted.
Yeah, I'm practicing
That's-
picking things up with my toes.
Yeah, I think
It's pretty gross.
you need to wear socks from now on.
I'm sorry.
Did you know? Oh man, now I regret doing chess boxing because there is a league for toe wrestling
Oh my goodness.
You would win. You would win if you put the hours into practice. You would, yeah.
How do you train for that, Rob?
Oh, it's just like you
Toe curls?
practice grabbing things with your feet and stuff, you know. Yeah,
I can lift a 20-pound dumbbell with my toes.
It's you got to get that ankle strength up first. That's what it's about. Just holding that ankle, you know.
Wow.
That's actually a valid point. Yeah.
All right. Rob, anything else?
No.
Daniel?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, let's end this thing.
We had fun.
We're going off on a little bit of a tangent at the end. I might edit some of that out. We'll see.
Toe box.
Yeah.
Toe wrestling.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for listening again to episode 17 of the Force Sports Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at JustLive4311. Rob, where are you on Twitter?
B-Dubs Robbo.
Okay. And Daniel?
I'm STLVILLE 84.
All right.
STLville.
Okay. And you can follow us, our podcast, on Twitter at ForceSportsPod. Email us a question, like we were begging earlier, forcesportspod@gmail.com. Check out our website, forcesports.org. Don't worry, I'll link all this in the description, so just click on it if you want to, go to our website, look at some articles or Twitter or whatever. So I guess that's it. We'll talk to you guys next week.